Hi folks, today I've got a Sofirn model C8F to have a look at, and outwardly identical to the other model that Sofirn do, the C8G. I was thinking about doing a kind of comparison video and put these two alongside each other and kind of tell you the differences. And aside from the fact that one of them is a throwy type model and the F is more of a floody type, there's just too many differences really, as I've found over the last few nights, to fairly cover both of them at the same time. So we'll stick with the F model, and looking at what comes in the box to get that out of the way, we've got our little charger, lead for the charger, an 18650 adapter if you want to use an 18650. We've got a lanyard, and it comes with the Sofirn 21700 4000 milliamp hour battery and the manual. Operations wise, this confused me a little bit. When it says turn the light on with the tail clicky, on doesn't necessarily mean on. You can have your momentary on using the tactical switch mode here if you want on the end. On actually means the green light has come up. It is now ready for us to mainly operate from this side switch, which is one click on and a long click for off. Now, to quickly jump back to that business about the tail clicky and the side clicky, if you want to freeze that screen and take a look at that, and you can see all the different variations that you've got as to how to operate the light in terms of its tail switch. And its side switch. If you find all that a little bit tiresome and you don't want to get into that particular detail, then you don't have to. You can just use it as I've been using it, which is just a simple click on, and as I said, the long click off. The other option that you've got as well is the groupings. We've got 4 options there, and we can set the light up to use any one of those 4. So we've got various brightness levels there on the step mode, in between its low, medium and high, and its ramping mode as well. And you move sequentially through each of these 4 options by quickly pressing the power button 4 times when the light is on, and it will move through those modes in order. Let's have a look what else we've got mentioned here in the manual as well. I think I did say 3 Cree XPL LEDs, didn't I? IPX8 rated, drop resistant, and reference there to better heat exchange. Now, jumping back to the size difference between this and the and the IF, what I have found completely surprised me. 3800 lumens on a light this size. What would you expect on a turbo runtime? A minute, 2 minutes, 3 at a push. I'll show you that at the end. So that little vague reference there to improved heat exchange in the manual is actually a significant point, and something that I was really pleasantly surprised with, is how long this light will run at moderate to low temperatures on its maximum turbo mode. I will show you that at the end and comment on it again as I take it out and show you how it performs on the outside. It does have temperature regulation, which is set at 50 degrees by the factory. And I think have I covered everything that I need to tell you about that light before we take it out and have a look. I think that I have. So we'll pop out and I'll show you what it can do. Hi folks, I've got the C8F. Yeah, well, let's just jump straight in with it. This is its 3800 lumen turbo mode, although I've got the ramp setting at the moment, so as I back off back to its kind of getting down towards its minimum, and then back up again if the camera will focus, as you can see, that is just huge amount of light, and if we go closer, we've still got that central hotspot, haven't we, even though we've got plenty of kind of peripheral spill, if you like. And then that central hotspot, that is really adding, I would say, much more of a balanced beam. I wouldn't describe this so much as a full-blown flooder. I would call this floody come balanced, because I'm not kind of short of the distance there, am I? Nor of any immediate light in my vicinity. Let's have a twizzle round and see what we can see around here. Amazingly good. Even more so by, as I mentioned, the run times on the turbo. I was initially going to set this to stepped and not have the ramp go all the way up to turbo, but given how long it holds its turbo, I've just got on with it and I'll leave it like that. I've been walking around 10 minutes already, and it's even now barely getting warm. It really is handling that 3800 lumens astoundingly well. So I'll move on, and I'll no doubt comment about that shortly when I've changed locations. So folks, on our right hand side we've got the F model on its highest setting, 3800 lumens, and there we have our G. And as you can see, they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do, aren't they? The much more concentrated beam on the G versus the floody effect on the F. If we start to open up the distance, this is our F, probably going out to 100 meters or so, something like that. That's when is the camera focusing on that? That's when the G starts to come into its own, isn't it? Because you can see there that much more concentrated spot is overlaying the F now. And I think if we start going any further, let me try towards the end of that lake. You can see those swans, but no, it's not doing it. Whereas the G is now. That's going out to kind of 250 meters, but excuse those white swans there, they're always in the blooming way. That tree line there in the distance, and that's your main difference between the G and the F. Yeah, which one do you prefer out of the two? I mean, I'm not overly keen on flooders, to be honest with you, but this particular one, I wouldn't, as I mentioned earlier on, I call this more of a balanced, and it is getting the distance, isn't it? I think you're going to have to make your own mind up on that one, folks, as to which one of the two that you prefer. Suffice to say, I don't think you're going to be disappointed with either. And it's still not getting hot, you know, this the F version isn't. Right, I'll move on a bit more, and if there's anything else to come back and let you know, I will, but otherwise I think that'll be it. It's getting a bit cold and I'm really annoying these swans. In fact, let me swing it around and show you that way. I think that's showing the F really well as well, isn't it? Okay folks, catch you soon. Okay folks, back in, let me show you the temperature of the light, 19. Was a bit cold outside, it's probably about -2, -3, which will have had an impact on the step down of this torch. But you can see now we're starting, you know, just a little bit below room temperature. So let me get my lux meter on there, start my timer. Let me make sure that we're on quick blink for our top mode. What are we reading? 200 odd on the lux meter. It'll settle down that well as the battery settles. In fact, I can't see the timer, can I? There we go. And let's see how long we get from that. And 4 minutes in now. Let's have a stop and see what temperature we're on. 37. The regulation set at 50, by the way. So as you can see there, now we're past 4 minutes. Getting a bit boring now, isn't it? I'll leave it going. Okay, folks. So we just got 5 minutes there, didn't we? And you saw the drop off. I think yes, what are we at? 40 odd. So it must have crept up to just to the 50 there as it started to back off. So we've got 5 minutes there. Well, we've got well in excess of 5 minutes indoors at a starting temperature of 90. So you can see why I was saying outdoors, when the temperature was sort of in the minus figures, I was getting very, very extended turbo run times. Okay, folks, thank you.